Hello, today I want to do a proper little introduction as to who I am, a little bit on the basics of permaculture, just a little bit, and also talk about why I'm working in my garden and like what my goal is a little bit. So first off, I'm Grace. I'm a high school senior and I am really interested in sustainable agriculture. I was introduced to it through a permaculture class at my school, and now I just want to document my progress, show what I've learned, and hopefully some other people can learn by watching my experience in learning how to do things. Eventually I would hope to be able to more directly teach this by explaining things and being able to walk through them, but for now it's just going to be me showing kind of what I'm doing and figuring out my way through this. That's why I called my channel NWApprentice, because I am an apprentice in everything that I'm doing, all the stuff around permaculture and every little thing that I'm learning to help me become a better gardener and just steward of the earth. I'm learning, I'm an apprentice to all of it. So it was only fitting. I was taught that permaculture is a method of design. Typically it's associated with sustainable agriculture just because of some of the principles and the beliefs behind it. Permaculture involves a lot of interworking systems between plants and animals and buildings. So when farming, instead of using like monoculture, in permaculture you design it so that there's a lot of different plants and so they all have functions within that little system that they're in. So not only do they potentially provide something for you like food, flowers, or crafting supplies, but they also support the environment they're in, be it through being a nitrogen fixer, providing support for other plants, being a pest deterrent, being a beneficial insect support, being a mulch maker, being a pollinator supporter, being a wildlife habitat or a wildlife food source, just anything like that. Permaculture is all about plants having multiple of those so that they can support the system they're in, the greater ecosystem, and you as well. So they do all this stuff, and it's more sustainable because it supports the environment, not only humans. Another part of permaculture is planning where the plants go, because you have to be aware of, are they in an environment that's good for them? Do they have the sunlight and the soil and the water that they need in this place? And will they work well with the plants around them? Also, since permaculture typically doesn't use chemical pesticides or fertilizers, it's all that more important that they have a good spot for them. The not using chemicals and pesticides goes along with planting plants together that can support each other, because they don't have that line of defense. There's a bunch of stuff that goes into permaculture, like microclimates and zones and sectors, but I'll get into that at a later date when I have a little bit more knowledge and I'm better able to articulate all of it. Using permaculture, I want to turn my garden into a system that has all of these interworking parts and has all these plants that support each other and wildlife, so that I can sustainably grow food for myself and my family. And I want to share my journey as I go through that, because I feel like it's important to get this message out there, because I feel like sustainable agriculture is just such an important part of our future. And if people see what I'm doing and they can see me working through it and me showing that it can work, then it could inspire more people to start stuff like this, and then we can start shifting our mentality away from monoculture and food that comes from far away, and that shelf-stable foods are prioritized more over flavor, and we can just start relocalizing our food and take back control over our food supply a little bit, because I feel like that's where the future of our agriculture lies. So that's my overall goal. I hope I covered everything that I needed to. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.